Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is Gogo here from Zhuhai, China. In my last video, I gave you a review of Nio EC6, which is considered as the most luxurious Chinese-made electric vehicle, SUV of course. So in today's video, I bring you this Nio EC6. It's the latest model of Nio and is also considered as the most direct competitor of Tesla Model Y in Chinese market. So let's find out whether this Nio EC6 is better or worse than Tesla Model Y. So let's find it out. Let's start with the front. We can see the design of Nio is quite unique. This creative design, I don't know whether you like it or not. I think it looks pretty cool. It have a little X element here in the front. I think it is quite beautiful. And now let's move on to this side of this car. As you can see that it is a coupe SUV, just like what Model Y looks like. It have a beautiful slope going down here. And we also have this 20 inches alloy wheel. As standard, it is 19 inches alloy wheels. And by paying additional about 10,000 RMB, you can upgrade it to 20 inches alloy wheel. I think it looks pretty good in 20 inches. Considering the size of this car, this is a very good option. And the charging port of Nio is located on the both sides in the front. And this is a electrically adjusted charging port. By pressing the button here, it will come out. From this side, it is the slow charging port. On the other side, it is the fast charging port. And by pressing the button here, it can close automatically. Before entering into the vehicle, let's have a look at its door handle. If you are going inside the car, you just press the button here, it will pop it out by itself. Right? I think this function is much more convenient than the design in Model 3 and Model Y. So now let's move into the interior of this car. Now let's have a look at the interior design of this Nio EC6. So for all the Nio cars, they adopt the same interior design. We can see that it's quite similar as the Nio ES8 I have reviewed in my last video. We have two big screens here. We have one infotainment screen and one screen for the drivers for you to show the speedometer. This is the design I think maybe more drivers will prefer than the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, where you only have one huge screen here in the middle. So for this infotainment screen, I think the responsiveness and the resolution is pretty good. Nothing to complain about the infotainment screen here. And for the design here in the center console, we have some two cup holders here, and there's also one wireless charging pad located here. You can just put your phone while you are driving. It will be secure here in this place, but you only have one wireless charging pad in the front. Like in Tesla, they have two wireless charging pads, which is much more convenient for drivers in the front. And also we have huge space in the center console here. I mean, a lot. It's very deep inside here. Of course, being an EV, there's no transmission under here. You can see that we can put a lot of personal belongings here below this center console, which is really good. And on the door here also, the door beams is very huge considering the size of this car. It's a big family SUV. And also, talking about the interior of these cars, it's worth mentioning it. It is all covered with leather, Napa leather. The touch of it feels really, really cool. And I mean, the seat, of course, is covered by Napa leather. It feels very soft sitting on it. It is a very luxurious materials, and also on the rooftop, it is made by Alcantara. So sitting here in the driver's position, you can definitely feel that this car is more luxurious than Tesla's Model 3 or Model Y. And the driving position here is pretty good. It is wide enough. This car is pretty wide, so it can suit most drivers' driving position. And of course, you have electrically adjusted steering wheel. it's that easy to find a comfortable driving position for you. So now let's have a look at the back seat of this car. Now let's have a look at the back seat of this car. Here's my driving position. I'm 5'9", and as you can see, there's plenty of knee room here, and also plenty of headroom. So the space in the back seat is no problem at all. And also this car, the battery is located on the floor, so we have a absolutely flat floor here. So even for people sitting in the middle seat, there will be no problem at all. And because it's an SUV, here's tall enough inside the cabin. In a normal battery electric vehicle, you are feeling like a squatting position, right? Because the battery is located on the floor, and you need to squat here. It's very uncomfortable. But for an electric SUV, there'll be no problem. The sitting position is okay. However, you feel like sitting quite up straight here. For long journey, it'll be maybe very easy to be very tired. It's not relaxing to sit here, but the space is pretty good. Also, we have a armrest here and a cup holder in the middle. Nothing special here. And also, one thing need to worth mention is the panoramic sunroof here. Just like the design of Tesla Model Y, you don't have a cover on top of this panoramic sunroof, so it will be very hot during summertime. It is 36 degrees Celsius today in Zhuhai, so it's very, very hot. And you can feel that the sun is actually on top of your head. And how hard can it be for those car manufacturers to add on a cover to cover this panoramic sunroof, so that during summertime it will be cooler inside here in the cabin? Come on, this definitely needs to be improved. So another thing that's quite annoying is that being an EV means that you don't have engine in the front. So like what Tesla Model Y and Model X, they have a huge front trunk located in the front. So how about Nio EC6? Let's have a look. Well, as you can see, here's nothing here. It is a battery management system here located in the engine. So it has no space in the front trunk. I think it is a pity. Although you may not use the space in the front here quite often, but come on, if you have more space, that will be better, right? So this is a disadvantage of this Nio EC6. So now let's move back to have a look at this trunk of this Nio EC6. Of course, this is a huge SUV. You have a big tailgate. It is electrically tailgate. This is a standard. As we can see, the space of this trunk is pretty big. However, considering this is a coupe SUV, we have a slope down here, so the height of this trunk is restricted. But to be honest, I think this space is enough for normal family use. And it is a 5-seater SUV, so you can put down the back seat as well to create more space for you if you need that much space. So let's close this tailgate. So now let's talk about some statistics about these cars. It have 2 electric motors, one located in the front, one located in the back. Both motors have 160 kilowatts. So this is an entry-level EC6. It can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.6 seconds. For this size family SUV, it is pretty fast. Also, if you have more money to upgrade to performance EC6, it will be equipped with air suspension, and from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, it will finish it in only 4.3 seconds. So that's pretty fast. And for this car, it has a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. Based on NEDC estimation, it can go for 605 kilometers in full charge. But however, based on the computer estimated here, the average consumption is about 19 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. So for this car, the real world range should be around 450 kilometers rather than 608 kilometers based on NEDC estimation. So the next part, I would like to talk about the driving experience of this Nio EC6. It is a very, very comfortable family SUV, and the steering wheel is much lighter than the steering wheel in Tesla Model Y. Even though the steering mode is at comfort mode, it is still lighter than a Tesla Model Y. But the responsiveness of the steering wheel is pretty good. Although this car is not equipped with air suspension, you can still feel that it is a very, very comfortable car. And another thing I need to complain about this car is its brake. It feels quite jerky because, you know, for those kind of electric vehicle, the first part of the brake is actually regenerative braking. And when you press the brake pedal harder, the actual brake will start to slow down the vehicle. So it can feel quite jerky sometimes, so it's not very comfortable for the passengers. But all in all, I would like to say that it is very comfortable, not only for drivers, but also for your family members sitting in this car. And also, I would like to talk about the advanced driver's assist systems, which is also known as ADAS. For those kind of electric vehicles, it is a very important equipment. For ADAS system, this car is not standard. You need to pay for about 38,000 RMB for the full pack of ADAS. It is half the price of Tesla's FSD. But for functionality, I would like to say that it is only basic level 2 ADAS system, which means that you have a lane change assistance. When you turn on the indicator, it can change the lane for you, as well as the automatic cruise control, adaptive cruise control, sorry. It is just feel very, very normal. And based on the comparison with Tesla's full self-driving system, I think Nio still have a long way to catch up with Tesla. But the basic function is okay in this car. But does it worth that money? I think it is quite expensive because you don't have the ability to upgrade to a better full self-driving system in the future for Nio. So I think Nio need to work harder on their ADAS system. So what is my final verdict on this Nio EC6? This car in total is about 400,000 RMB, which is equivalent to 62,000 US dollars. It is quite expensive, even a little bit more expensive than Tesla Model Y. But considering this size, it is larger and it has even longer range, 605 kilometers based on NEDC estimations. I think it worth the money of this price. Moreover, the absolute advantage of Nio is that it is the only electric vehicle on the market right now that is suitable for battery swapping technology. So Nio has a lot of battery swapping stations in mainland China right now. You can just go to the battery swapping station and it takes you only about 6 minutes to swap a battery for you. And you will have a 100% full battery. It is that easy. It is much faster than the Tesla's version 3 superchargers. It can save you a lot of time. And I think people really need to think about the way of fast charging. And the battery swapping station may be a very good option for you. And another advantage is that for Nio, you can separate the ownership of this car and the battery. It is called BUS, or it is the abbreviation of battery as a service. You can only purchase the car, but not purchase the battery. So you can rent the battery every month by paying about 1,000 RMB per month. So you can save a lot of money, about 60,000 RMB when you purchase the car, because you are not paying for the battery. So this car will be much more easier to afford. So that's all for today's review of Nio EC6. If you enjoy watching my video, please like it, share it, and comment down below about any question you have related to Nio and other Chinese-made electric vehicles. Also, as for battery swapping stations and the process of battery swapping, in my last video of the review in Nio EC6, there's a detailed review about that. If you haven't seen it and interested in it, please go and check it out. This is Gogo here from Zhuhai, China. I will see you soon. Bye.